The fall detector is just one of many intelligent sensors which can be linked to the main Telecare control unit.
We can actually program 35 different detectors to this alarm. This one here is an extremely important little gadget. It's a temperature extreme sensor where we tend to put it above someone's cooker, for example. And what it does is that if someone was to leave a pan on boiling, it will pick up a sudden increase in temperature or an extreme increase in temperature.
There are also detectors for natural gas, smoke, carbon monoxide, flood and movement. These intelligent sensors will automatically trigger an emergency call if they detect something unusual.
This is a bed occupancy sensor. This actually goes under somebody's mattress. So if somebody gets out of bed, it can send a signal to this unit, which can then send a signal to a pager, which can alert a carer, or it can send a message to the monitoring centre, which will activate a response. It may be also used if somebody doesn't get out of bed, that an alert can be raised, or it can have a delay so that somebody gets a chance, say in the middle of the night, if they get up, they go to the toilet, it gives them a chance to get back so that it doesn't restrict their movements really.
There's a wide range of different sensors, and it's the needs of the individual that will determine which are right for them.
One size doesn't fit all. We have to look at everybody's individual needs. And if we link into people's lifestyles and their habits, if we look very closely, we can actually look and see how Telecare can perhaps assist them in lots of different ways.
Some families have complex care needs. Paul looks after his daughter Vicky, who has cerebral palsy, and his wife Moira, who has multiple sclerosis. When Moira first began to show symptoms of MS, Paul thought he could cope alone.
Like many people who are forced into a caring situation, you think, you can do it all, and no matter what life throws at you, you're going to be able to cope. And you do, to a certain extent, but if you're getting continuous interrupted sleep and you're continually being put under stress, your body will react at some stage, and that's what happened to me. I woke up in the hospital the next morning thinking, oh dear, there's a drip plugged into my arm. Who's looking after Moira and Vicky? And at that point it was really a wake-up call saying, look, if you want to continue in your caring role, you're going to need to get some kind of support in. And the supports come in many forms, and Telecare is one of the most important and one of the most supportive forms of help that we've got. Hello Moira, how are you?
I'm fine.
Moira has a system of environmental controls she can operate with a slight movement of her wrist.
Intercom. Unlock the door.
She can make and receive phone calls, control access through the front door, switch lights on and off, and use the TV and video.
Lamp on off. TV playing.
It was very frustrating having to depend on people to do everything for you. So when we got Telecare, it did make quite a difference, because then it was easier. I could do things for myself then, and didn't have to rely on somebody being at my side all the time, so that I could watch television or make a phone call, or I could feel part of the family again.
And it gives you such peace of mind knowing that in the event of something going wrong, she can make a phone call and call for help. She has the emergency buttons which are provided. The house has fire alarms fitted, and flood detectors, smoke alarms, heat detectors. And that gives me great peace of mind. I can go away, I can go for a walk down the street to the shops, confident now that in the event of anything happening, Moira can do something about it.
Telecare brings peace of mind to many families. Maureen cares for her daughter Fiona, who has learning difficulties and epilepsy. Fiona has been having seizures since she was 15 months old. As she grew up, She wanted more independence and Maureen returned to work, but the continuing seizures made it difficult to cope. One particularly bad seizure brought the family to crisis.
She took the really bad seizure at the top landing. We had to get the ambulance and everything and get her taken away, and I kept thinking, if I hadn't been in the house at the time with her, what would have happened? She had nobody in the house, my son was out. It was about 10 o'clock at night and I panicked, didn't know what to do, and I thought, I can't work, I can't go out to work because I can't leave her again. It was like the walls was creeping in on you because you didn't have a life, because your life revolved around Fiona.
Maureen and Fiona had Telecare installed. Bed sensors raise the alarm if Fiona has a bad seizure in bed, and also alert Maureen's mobile phone when Fiona gets up in the morning, so she can check everything is okay. When Fiona is home alone, she wears the community alarm button. She also wears a fall detector that will automatically send an emergency call if she has a seizure. Flood, smoke and movement detectors also raise the alert if they detect anything unusual in the home.
She's got a mind of her own and she's 32. She's wanting to do things for herself. She doesn't always want to have her mother around. And now and again you need a break from each other. But she would go before with you, or someplace I wanted to go that she didn't want to go because she didn't want to be left on her own. Whereas now she would say, well, I don't need to go with you because I'm quite safe. I know that if anything happens to me, I've got my alarm. So it gives her that wee bit more confidence, being on her own. It was the best thing I've ever done. I wished I'd got it years ago.
Telecare has allowed Maureen to return to her job as a care worker. She sees at first hand how Telecare is making a difference in many other homes in her area.
It keeps a lot of people in their own home that wouldn't be able to stay in their own home if they didn't have the system. It keeps them independent. It gives them a lot of independence. If an elderly person falls, they're going to get help right away, whereas they could lie all night and hypothermia or something get in them. It could save a life. I'd like to see more people with it.